Hello, and thank you for taking the time to learn more about filing your business tax return online in San Francisco. This video is designed to assist businesses that have business activities both inside and outside San Francisco, so we'll use apportionment and/or allocation to determine their San Francisco gross receipts. If your situation is different, we have developed videos for other types of filings that can be accessed at the link at the top right. In this example, I will be filing using the following facts. Business activities are both inside and outside San Francisco with taxable business personal property, 15 total employees, and $400,000 in payroll expense, with 10 employees inside San Francisco and with $300,000 in San Francisco payroll expense. The business has $5 million in gross receipts in the business activity of food services. Of those gross receipts, $4 million are from transactions that occur in San Francisco. The business also collects and remits $445,000 in sales tax. $350,000 of that sales tax was collected on San Francisco sales. Before you file, it is important to have all of your information in order. The letter you receive from our office has your business account number and online PIN. The letter will also summarize the installment payments our office has recorded for the tax year. You will also need to know the last 4 digits of your tax identification number to log into the form. For sole proprietors, your tax identification number is usually your Social Security number. Navigate to www.sftreasurer.org/2016GRPY to access the annual return. On this landing page, you will see buttons to access instructions and the filing, as well as frequently asked questions. Select Enter Filing to access the return. Input your 7-digit business account number, last 4 digits of your tax identification number, and your 8-character online PIN. Select Enter Filing. Once you have entered, you will see some general information on the form. Starting on the top left, you will see your business account number, business or ownership name, and a code for our internal use. In the top right, you will see links for instructions, technical assistance, and a button to exit the filing. Across the top of the screen, you will see chevrons that show the 5 major sections of the form. You must progress through the form sequentially. The chevron in blue is the current section, the chevron in gray is a section you have not accessed yet, and a chevron in green indicates a completed section. You may go back to a completed section by selecting that chevron. On the bottom of the screen are buttons to navigate forward and back in the return, as well as an estimated progress image. On the business identification page, there are 2 survey questions to answer. Answer yes if you have business personal property and input your average number of weekly employees. In this case, I will answer yes and 15 employees. Select Save and Continue. On page A2 Filing Questionnaire, I select No on the question about if I am a lessor of residential real estate. This will display question 2. I select No, I do not qualify for a tax credit, payroll expense exclusion, or limit. This will display question 3. I select No, I do not want to use the simplified online easy filing, and select Save and Continue. The online easy filing is not available for these facts because I do business both inside and outside of San Francisco. Select Save and Continue. I answer No to question 1 on this page since I do not have over 1,000 employees. I select Save and Continue. I select No on this page since I am not filing on behalf of a combined group of related entities. Most taxpayers will answer No to this question. Select Save and Continue. On page C1, Payroll Expense Tax Filing, I input the number of employees as of the last day of the tax year and my San Francisco payroll expense. In this case, I will enter $10,000 and $300,000 and select Save and Continue. On page C2, Payroll Expense Tax Filing Summary, the return displays the payroll expense entered on the previous screen and calculates the tax before credits. In this case, I have a $2,487 tax since I entered $300,000. I select Save and Continue. On this screen, I check the box next to Food Services for my business activity and select Save and Continue. I input $400,000 in the total payroll line and $300,000 in the San Francisco payroll line. The system calculates the apportionment percentage of 75%, and I select Save and Continue. On line 1, I input $5 million in the total column and $4 million in the San Francisco column to report my sales gross receipts. On line 8, I input $445,000 in the total column and $350,000 in the San Francisco column to report the sales tax I collected and remitted. I also input the same amounts on the same columns in line 15 to exclude the taxes. The form calculates the allocated and apportioned gross receipts for food services as $3,875,000 using the allocation and apportionment rules for the business activity of food services. On page F, the form displays the San Francisco gross receipts for each business activity to review. Select Save and Continue. On page H, the form displays the gross receipts tax for each tier of gross receipts and calculates the 50% adjustment for tax year 2016. In this case, the tax is $4,706.25. Select Save and Continue. On I, Obligation Summary, you will see both the payroll expense tax and gross receipts tax calculated on the previous pages. The fields for quarterly installments are blank. You must enter an amount into each of the 3 fields in both taxes for 6 entries in total. If you did not make an installment payment on a tax in a certain period, you must enter an amount to proceed. Entering 0 is acceptable. If the quarterly installment amount I entered exceeds the total obligation due, the return will display a box regarding overpayments. You may select to apply your overpayment to a future obligation or select Refund to have a check mailed to you. In this case, I will enter zeros in all the quarterly installment fields. I also have the opportunity to designate up to 3% of my tax liability to the Community Challenge Grant Program. This designation does not increase my tax liability. Select Save and Continue. Complete the taxpayer statement page and select Submit. The email address you input on this screen will receive a copy of the return. You can also review your filing data on this screen. Be sure to allow pop-ups. Once the confirmation screen appears, the return is submitted. Select Continue. On this page, you can access payment options, download a copy of your return, or select an email address to send a copy of the return. To pay, select Payment Options to access the payment portal. Select 2016/04 from the list in the payment portal and select your payment method at the bottom of the screen. You may have other obligations due that you can also pay at this time. If you are paying by e-check, select that option and input your bank account information. If you are paying by debit card or credit card, select that option and input your account information. Convenience fees will apply. If you are paying by check, select Print Payment Stub and make sure to allow pop-ups. You may get a notification window depending on your web browser's settings. Print out the payment stub and mail it with your check to San Francisco Tax Collector, P.O. Box 7425, San Francisco, California 94120-7425. The 2016 return is now filed and paid. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about filing your return. For more videos on different tax scenarios, select from the information box at the top right.